fit, strong, lean, energetic as an old lady. What are you going to be like when you're old? And it's a question that I think is really important if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, because we can now live a very long time. We can live to be very old. But what does old look like inside your headspace? What kind of life will you have when you are older chronologically? And if you are 20, 30, 40 and you feel fantastic, could you stay that way for the rest of your life? If you're 20, 30, 40 and you're not in great shape, can you change all of that so that you can have great quality of life and live healthy, fit, strong, lean and energetic for the rest of your life? And if it is possible, what would you need to do? And as an exercise professional all of my life, I focused a lot at the beginning on looking good and looking good and looking good. It seems a lot of people when they come to the gym, when they exercise, it's all about how to have a great body, how to have low body fat percentage, how to have a body that looks good in bikini or swimming attire. And we focus very little on being healthy, on being fit, on being strong. It's just how do I get to look good? But is it possible that if you are healthy, fit and strong, that the side effect of that is that you'll look good? And I get really excited because as an old lady, I'm fitter and stronger and healthier than I've ever been in my whole life. And I feel absolutely fantastic every day. Now, I'm not 21 anymore and looking good in a bikini is not my focus. But it's really nice to have a body that functions really effectively with a stack of energy when you're an old person. And I had to learn the hard way that it was possible. Because at the beginning, I listened to back in my day, it wasn't social media influencing, it wasn't Dr. Google, it wasn't robots and AI. It was people who had ripped abdominals, it was celebrities and movie stars and bodybuilders and gym owners and people who looked really good would tell you this is what you should do. And because they looked so good, I would listen and I believed them and I did the stuff that they did and I was a stupid fool. Because what works for somebody else doesn't necessarily work for you, haha. And is it possible that a lot of the celebrities and movie stars and influencers now, in my day and now, don't really know what they're talking about? They might be paid to sell you a certain product or service. They might not be qualified. They might have done some stuff that wasn't particularly healthy to get them into great shape, and yet we still believe them. Well, I'm now old enough and wise enough to know that you need to ask a lot of questions about every eating and exercise plan, and you need to work out what's going to work best for you. But the 4 things that I always ask when any exercise program, any eating plan, should you have a stack of energy? Should you perform at your best? Should you love what you see in the mirror and love the way your body feels to touch? And should you be getting the results that you want? Shouldn't you be able to demand that from any eating and exercise plan? I always ask that question. So if you're not getting that, do you need to change? And if you are getting it, how do you make sure that you maintain it for the rest of your life? Now, the 2 big things, of course, are healthy, fit, strong muscles and bones, your skeletal and muscular system. If they both stay really strong, so if you maintain the muscle that you've been given up until the age of 20 if you're a woman, so if you don't lose muscle, and of course muscle is the engine of your body, so if you don't lose any muscle, you can maintain a metabolism so that you can eat the same amount of food for the rest of your life. Most people, as they get older, they get fat because they lose muscle, they lose the size of their engine, they go from a V8 engine to a 4-cylinder engine, so consequently they get fat because they eat too much food. They're still eating the same as they were 20. Well, I'm eating a stack more food now than I ever have in my whole life, because I used to be conscious of can't have that, mustn't have that, shouldn't have that, it's bad for me. I have to be skinny, I have to eat low calorie, blah, blah, blah. And there's a whole heap of stuff that people throw at us every single day. But here's a really cool thing. The side effect of being fit and strong is that you have a fast metabolism, which means you have a really healthy body and you look good. Isn't that fantastic? So what do you need to do? How about this? And I like to keep it really simple. And as an old person, if you keep doing the same thing that you did as a young person, is it more likely that you'll stay young? If you do old people stuff, you'll get old. If you used to be a sprinter and now you're a walker because you're old, you'll be an old person because you've stopped sprinting. If you used to be a martial artist and you stopped doing martial arts because you're an old person, you will get fat, sick, old, weak and diseased very quickly, and bored and all the things that make us die quickly. So if you're looking at your life when you are 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 120 years of age, wouldn't it be nice to live the same as when you were 20? And I always share that I've met so many people like that. Now, they're not There's not millions of them, of course, but there are a lot of people who have decided, I'm just going to stay young. So they stay working, they stay healthy, fit and strong, they keep playing their sport, they keep doing their martial art or their hobby, they keep dancing, they keep making love to their partner, they keep traveling, they keep doing all the things that they love to do, and they stay young. Is that a really cool thing to consider? If you do old people's stuff, you'll get old. If you do young people's stuff, you'll stay young. So the fundamental for all of that, though, is to maintain your muscle and bone. You won't get sick and diseased if you maintain muscle and bone because your immune system's built inside your bones. When you've got strong muscles, they pull on your bones, so of course your bones stay healthy, your immune system stays strong. So your central nervous system, your endocrine system, they're the big ones that fire everything. If you don't get puffed, if you don't lift heavy, your fast twitch muscle fibers waste away, your brain wastes away. All the things that keep you young happen when you exercise at 100% intensity, and I won't even use the word exercise. When you move your body at 100% intensity, when you put your body under challenge, your central nervous system and your endocrine system have to fire up everything in your body, so your brain stays young, your muscles and bones stay young, your immune system stays strong, your digestive system stays strong. Everything in your body works exactly the same as it did at 20. Now, I think the only thing we can't really control is skin. There's a lot of interventions for anti-wrinkles and wrinkle-free and get rid of your wrinkles and have great skin and all that stuff. But is it possible that if you're young and fit and strong on the inside, so you think positive, you think young, you're hydrated, you've got a healthy heart and lungs, you've got healthy muscles and bones, you've got a healthy endocrine system, is it possible that could help with wrinkles too? So if you're thinking about getting older, if you are already getting older, and by the way, I'll rephrase that, we're all getting older. But if you're 20, you might not be focusing on 50. And if you see somebody that's 50, you'll probably think they're really old. But me as an old lady now, I want to be the living example of old people having a great life. Old people being healthy, fit, strong, lean and energetic. Which is why when I punch the bag, healthy, fit, strong, lean and energetic, I say positive things. If you say negative things, you get negative stuff coming out your brain, out of your mouth, out of your well-being turns into negative because you're not putting positive input. So you can say it's rah-rah motivational stuff, but I'm always saying something positive. Healthy, fit, strong and lean and energetic. My mantra for the day, learn, laugh, huff, puff, lift. Stay young. Fresh air, sunshine, get fit, get strong. Fresh air, sunshine, get puff, be strong. I keep saying those things all the time because I want my brain to keep getting positivity input. But then if I've got good input, I'm also more likely to have good output. So what are you going to look like when you're old? What are you going to look and feel like as you get older? Can you stay feeling young? Can you stay healthy, fit, strong, lean and energetic? And of course the answer is yes. And I bang on about this every day, and this is how simple it is. This is just another mantra. Get puffed to be fit, lift heavy to get strong, do it safely so you don't get injured, do it short so you don't get bored, and have a positive attitude. But you don't have to think about your positive attitude, because when you've got a healthy endocrine system, central nervous system, that fire up your brain, you'll also have a healthy, happy brain. And is a very important side note, and I'm not sure that people get this, so I'm going to say it again and again and again and again. When you get puffed, when you lift heavy, when you put in 100% effort into anything that you do, your body produces epinephrine, adrenaline and cortisol to make sure that you can. After you have overcome the threat, because that's what the fight and flight system is. You're under threat, you're getting puffed, you're lifting heavy. We don't get chased by wild animals anymore or wild tribes, but when you've got stress in your life, you've got to disperse the stress. Your body gives you everything that you need to disperse it. So get puff, lift heavy. Once you've done that, your brain fills up with happy drugs. Serotonin is a satisfaction neurotransmitter. Dopamine, reward transmitter. We also feel very satisfied when you're full of dopamine. Brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is fertilizer for your brain. Endorphins, which is a happy drug with a pain-killing attachment. Everything works so much better for your brain and your body to stay fit and stay strong and stay young for the rest of your life. That is all a choice though. If you don't get fresh air and sunshine, if you don't sleep deep, if you're not hydrated, if you eat crappy food, if you're not fit and you're not strong, of course you're going to age terribly. And I'm sure you've seen the people that age terribly. And for most people, they spend the last 10 to 20 years of their life. For me, I may as well be dead for the way I see people live. They're in a wheelchair, somebody's changing their nappy, somebody's feeding them. they don't have any quality of life, they're just existing, and I just refuse that. So barring accident and bad luck, I plan on at least 120, 130. Healthy, fit, strong, lean and energetic. 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 Yeah! Woohoo!